And I am John P. You know, we have been talking about all kinds of things mobile. And last episode we talked about the house.
Yep.
But there's nothing better that you can put in your house than an awesome car in the garage.
I want to know how you guys, each of you, use your mobile phones in your cars for entertainment purposes.
I am working very, very hard not to at all.
Okay.
I know that kind of goes against the principle of this, but I think it's really important to put the phone down and use what's already there in the car. I think it's a little safer, and I think it's a little more important, and I don't mean to sound so serious and dire about this, but I've got kids in my backseat a lot of the times.
You actually touch on two different topics. One is the concept of actually having a device in your hand and the danger of it. And the other is the distracted driving and what can automotive people do about it. But that's kind of the future thinking.
I'm just going to hang out right here then.
How are you guys ruinously treating your lives recklessly when you're driving around?
I bought my car right before the awesome mobile integration happened. So I have like an old dock connector in the car and I have to use a lightning adapter, and then I plug my phone in. But it's pretty good. Like, it shows you what the tracks are. You can use the actual radio controls. So it's just a new stream of content. Instead of the radio or a CD, remember CDs? I just use iTunes on my phone, and that's fine for me. And if I have to do anything else, I just press a button, talk to Siri.
I just bought a new car, my first one. I'm pretty excited about, 2013. So
nice.
I've actually got to experience this giant upgrade in technology inside the car, and it's pretty impressive. Although I will say it's still biased towards the iPhone.
In some of the newer and higher trim levels on the cars, we'll use your Bluetooth and we'll use your phone for data
Right.
to actually pull it, so you can play Pandora. It's using the data from your phone, then spitting it via Bluetooth onto the car itself, and then you can still use the car to control all this stuff. And it's really, really cool stuff. It hasn't quite trickled down to the lower levels yet, which is unfortunate, but that's only a matter of time, right?
Things are going to change a lot over the next 2 years, because the thing you need to remember about automotive is the lead time.
Yeah.
Historically, car companies are working 4 years ahead. So we're in 2013 right now. That means like a lot of the cars we're driving or you can go in and buy today, it was 4 years ago, right? You're talking 2009 when they were laying the groundwork.
Yeah, I actually had to bring my car in to get the firmware updated, and it was actually like a recall thing, but went in for a couple hours and they had to actually do that. So that's a new thing that we have to sort of deal with. But yeah, presumably in the future we could have over-the-air updates, and it'll just be like anything else. Even getting back to Nest before, I've heard that thing updates too over the air.
One of the things that concerns
Tesla
me, though,
doesn't.
is, for example, I can see Android in a car. Microsoft Sync is already in cars. QNX, the same operating system that runs BlackBerry.
I was waiting, hoping you guys would bring up QNX.
What I say, like, Apple's not going to license iOS to a car, so we're going to be dependent on things like QNX.
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody realizes it, but BlackBerry has a huge user base, and it's not in the phones in your hands. It's actually in the automobile. And QNX is not just the infotainment system, but a lot of the chipsets, the processors in the car run on the embedded QNX software. And the future gets really interesting now as these things come together. And the QNX car platform supports iOS, it supports Android. So you're seeing a future with BlackBerry far beyond just handsets. And they're laying out a platform that's... Things get interesting once cars are connected, right?
Once my car can BBM.
Yeah, you go to look at CES every year, there's always an example of somebody who's maxing out a car. And in 2013, it was this Bentley, which is just mind-blowing.
It's time to come back to you, Phil, because two things are converging. One, we are seeing so much more of the technology shifting into the automobile. I mean, where it resides in the dash, as Daniel was saying, and on top of that, the ability to get at that data, it's just so much simpler. Where's it going?
You're really starting to see a big push, especially in the States. I'm not sure how it is in Canada and everywhere else, but from Sprint in particular and AT&T as well. Any new AT&T phone you pick up has a little plastic wrapping on the front that says, you basically put down the phone and drive. I don't want to say shut up and drive. That's a Deftones song. But it's what it says. Just drive. Put down the phone, drive. And I don't think anybody can understate how important that is. Nobody, you cannot walk down any street in America and not see somebody on a phone.
But is it unfair? Because when I commuted every day for 10 years, about an hour and a half each way, and there were people reading newspapers on their steering wheel, doing their makeup, eating food, yelling at other people. But it seems like phones are singled out for distraction when really the law should cover distractions in general.
We've talked a lot in this series about personal responsibility, and it always comes down to that. But I for one, love seeing the people responsible for making these devices and the services on the devices taking responsibility on their end as well and trying to educate. And as a parent, I'm going to have to do that with my kids as well. And it starts with me. I need to be better at it. I'm still not good enough. God knows everybody around me isn't good enough either.
Tomorrow, we will be back with even more good stuff. So come back to see us.
Bye.